Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a re-upload or older video, and I'm going to be walking you through step by step on how I did this painting. The reference image is also included on the right hand side so you can follow along with me. And yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start with half the background because I really didn't know which direction I wanted to go. So I started with half the background and then drew in the bamboo. This is a really cute tree frog, and this is like one of the best paintings that I've painted as far as the detail in his body goes. So we're just going to paint in the bamboo just to give us something to start off with because I really wanted to do the frog first. So we're going to get that in and make sure that line is nice and crisp. It doesn't have to be perfect because the frog's going to go over top of it. Now I'm mixing a ultramarine blue and yellow together to get my green. And I'm just going in with the basic shape of the frog from what I can see on the reference image. And you can see here, I really do think about it a lot. I'm just going to block him in just the basic shape. So now I decided to block in the background and get that put in since I had his basic shape outline done. And now I'm rinsing my brush and going in, fixing a little bit of detail here and there, just making sure that everything is in line to where I like it. You don't have to be that meticulous about your piece, but I really was when I was painting this. But I really enjoy this piece. I still have it, and I haven't sold it yet because I love this piece. Mixing more of the ultramarine and the green and some white, and I ended up with this lighter green color. I ended up not liking the color. You can see here I'm kind of like second guessing it, so I add a little bit more blue and white together to that mix, and it just made it too light, way too light. But I decided to go with it because I'm going back in and putting in the details, and hopefully that will mute out that really stark white green color I have going. Now I decided to jump onto his shadow on the bamboo. Now I do jump around a lot in painting, and the reason why it is very important to let your paint dry before you try to add more layers and details to it, or else the paint will peel up. Just a little tip for you guys. So now I got the whole piece of bamboo covered. I am going back in where I had that shadow because when I went over it, it kind of made it disappear a little bit. And it's okay to go over it if it's like freshly painted. But if you want to do like detail work and stuff like that, then you have to wait for it to dry. And I always have a hair dryer on hand to help me with that. So now I have to wait for that to dry. So I'm moving back to the frog. And here we're going to do his little side belly. And this was like to me the most nerve-wracking part. I didn't know how good I would do at it. I must have just taken a dinner break because I skipped back to this. All I did was basically put in his feet and his eyes, working on his little details on his face now. I'm just getting the little details around his head and making sure that everything is the shape I want it to be. Now you could take the black like I'm doing here and go back over any lines of the green to give the shape. See how I thinned him up a little bit right there? And that's what I love about acrylic paint. After it dries, you can go over it if you don't like the shape of it and redo it. And now I'm going in with a darker shadow underneath him. Just going in with some black and getting that detail in his little roll. I think it's actually his body and his other leg. And I'm lightening it up a little bit. I went from black and then lightened it up a little. Putting more and more detail on those feet. Sorry about my head being in the way. This, like I said, this is a re-upload of an old video, and I'm hoping I'm doing a better job at explaining what's going on. But yeah, the colors I used are ultramarine blue, black, white, cadmium yellow, medium hue. Yeah, it's a cad red. And that cad red was a medium hue, I believe. But that's what I used for his feet. Here I am doing his feet. Now with this angle, it was really confusing to me how to get it to look like the picture. Like that was the hardest part as far as making it look like the leg was going in that direction out and then bent onto the bamboo stick. I found that really difficult. Now I'm doing his legs. I put my head in here just so you, because this is like going to be a lot of details. And I hope you guys don't mind, but this is a picture of me when I had crazy hair and I didn't care. One of those days. And in this painting video, I have really crazy hair because back in the day when I made this piece, I painted at night because it was the only time that my kids were asleep and I had peace and quiet. Now I'm doing the shadow under his arm and looking at the reference photo, I can't remember. I think I did put in that little white line at towards the end of the video. These are like, yeah, these are like really, really, really intricate details. And here's where I started to struggle with that leg. So I bounced back up to his mouth. I love tree frogs. I love frogs in general. I had two of them a couple of years ago, but they got old and they died. I had a Pac-Man frog and a White's tree frog. Just going in, shaping up his mouth, shaping up some lines. Gonna color around his eyes with a black line. I believe that's what I'm doing here. Outlining his eye. Oh, the paints I use in this video are Gum Brusher Academy Acrylics. I love those paints because they're so pigmented and you don't have to use multiple layers. Going in with more detail and my crazy hairs in a way. If you saw the original video, then I didn't have my picture covering my head, so you'll get the raw footage of that. This is very, very detailed piece. And I have to give you some advice on this. Is just take your time, look at your reference photo, and just constantly like go back and forth. Make sure that it looks the way you want it to. It doesn't have to look exactly like the picture. You can make it any way you want, but make it look like how you want it to. But I'm doing the shadows now, just laying in some of the shadow work. There's no right or wrong way to paint a picture. It's what makes you comfortable. And me, I'm all over the place just so my paint can dry in another area. You can see me propping my hand up on my canvas so that my wrist doesn't come down to where the wet paint is. Again, I'm adding more and more white lines on his stomach, more details in the legs, trying to get that color right. I work on it a lot. And here I am finally changing that light green into like a more neon green. Putting in the shadows on his arm, changing the color a little bit. This is your art. If you paint this, this is going to be your art. You make it the way you want. That's one thing I really don't understand when people are teaching people how to paint. They tell them that you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. It's not like that. You go with how you feel and what you feel is right, because not everybody is the same. Oh my gosh, sorry about my head. I'm getting a new camera today, guys, so I can upload new videos. I'm so excited. I hope you guys come back and join me for more videos in the future. But I just want you, I know I'm not giving like step by step instructions, but I want to show you how to do it. And I did slow this video down for you guys. So if you wanted to watch me paint it and try and paint it the way I did, I give you a color list. I'm telling you what I'm doing. You can see what I'm doing. I can't wait to make newer videos and actually help you guys learn how to paint. I was thinking about starting out with some easy to do paintings and then get back into the paintings like these, because this one was really, really fun and I really enjoyed it. I think the only time I walked away from this painting was just to eat. Sorry about all the heads. in the way. Like, ugh. But just detail in detail with the tiniest little brush, making the best of what I got, putting in his little toes. It's just about done. And and like I said, this was a really fun one. Get my camera today. I can make new videos for you guys. Yeah, let me know in the comments below, like, what kind of videos would you like to see me paint, and what kind of tutorials would you like? Because I really, really am excited about sharing my love for art with you guys. I will make a tutorial, and yeah, I just want to make tutorials for people. I want to teach people how to paint. I want to share my love for painting with people. That's like one of the times I thought I was done, and then I go back and start messing with it more. Did you see me lift the canvas? I'm done. No, I'm not. A painting is never finished, even after you sign it. If you see something wrong with it a week later, you can change it. It's up to you. You don't have to keep it the same. I'm going in with more details. Yeah, I forgot that little split by his toe. It's in the picture. Yeah, that's what I'm painting now. You have to look over and over, back and forth, if you're using a reference photo like I am here. Working on his eyes, trying to get that shine that he has. I remember that part. This was only a few years ago, I believe. Working really hard on those eyes. And don't give up on the painting. If there is a such thing as an ugly phase, it will get better. Just the last little details, getting them in there, the shadows, making sure they look great. The shadows are the most important part of the painting. That's what gives the characters or objects movement and depth. So you can see, like, him being in that position. His body is all scrunched up, and the shadows help show that. I like painting from references, but sometimes I paint just to paint. And there'll be more videos like that too. I didn't think anybody would watch them because it's just me painting random stuff. But I'm an artist. I can do anything. And that's another thing. As an artist, you don't have to stick to a specific niche. You could do what you want. It's fun. It's meant to be fun. But if you want to stick to a niche, I'm not going to bash you for that. You do you. I just like doing what I like to do. And that's what makes it fun for me. I don't want to lose the fun and the love of painting because I'm stuck doing one thing all the time. I'm sure there's other artists out there that do different things too. Putting in more and more of the details. The video is almost done, I believe. Yep, we're coming up on the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Please leave a comment down below what you want to see me paint next. I hope you all enjoyed it, and don't forget to clean those brushes, guys. Alrighty, have a good one. Bye.